So the Jacksonville Jaguars finally fired Trent Baalke, their GM. Honestly, he should have went with Doug Peterson, especially after giving Trevor Lawrence that ridiculous deal. The fact that they kept him on the roster or in the team facilities for an extra 3-4 weeks is just a complete joke. And this comes directly after the news of Liam Coen withdrawing his name from consideration of filling the head coach position that the Jaguars currently have open. Pretty clear indication that all these candidates didn't really like Trent Baalke's plan moving forward, hence why they're having kind of a difficult time of finding a head coach. Sure, the Saints and the Raiders also don't have a head coach, but Bears found one real quick. Patriots found one real quick. Aaron Glenn went to the Jets. So, out of all of the teams that had a vacancy at the head coaching position, definitely one of the least desirable jobs, and Trent Baalke definitely didn't make it any more appealing. But good job for Coen or whoever made the decision to fire Trent Baalke. You know, it's better late than never, so I'll give them that, I suppose. But still, like, you could have done this first week of January, and who knows, maybe you would have hired Liam Coen. Maybe you would have got not Ben Johnson, but maybe you would have already had a head coach signed by now. And sooner is the better with these sort of things, because usually when a head coaching job is available, that means there's a lot of work to be done. So the sooner you get to go to work and the sooner that everything is finalized, is the sooner you will find success. So the Jags put themselves behind the 8 ball yet again, but you know, it is what it is. The assistant general manager, Ethan Wog, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, will serve as the interim GM as they try to find their new head coach. I'm not sure if they're going to try to hire a GM this off-season cycle or not. Who knows? Maybe that guy might take over as the full-time GM going forward. I really think that's all dependent on Khan's relationship with that gentleman, but you know, I don't have those answers to that question. But going forward for the head coach vacancy for the Jaguars, they have second interviews lined up with Robert Saleh and Las Vegas defensive coordinator Patrick Graham. Definitely not the bells of the ball. Obviously, if it really came down to those two, everyone would probably rather go with Robert Saleh. And I just think it's interesting that Trevor Lawrence had a quote about a week ago saying that he wanted a young offensive coordinator, and those are the two potential finalists for this vacancy, both defensive guys. It's just crazy. I think we're getting to the point where it's probably in the best interest for Khan to sell this team, because it's just a mess right now. And they invested that huge contract in Trevor Lawrence, and he clearly needs help developing as a quarterback and just living up to that contract. So the fact that they think hiring a defensive-minded head coach is going to help with that, or that problem is just going to go away, is just super questionable, to put it politely. So I don't know, man. Jags fans, talk to me. I'm sure you're probably not a big Con guy if you're a Jaguars fan. I'm sure you probably wanted him to sell the team for quite some time now. But, yeah, I feel like it's going to get a lot worse than what it already has been in Jacksonville. So the night is darkest just before the dawn. Not sure if the dawn is coming anytime soon, but we'll have to see. And another interesting thing about the Liam Coen withdrawal was this might be a trend going forward for offensive coordinators and coordinators in general, because Ben Johnson was supposed to take the Commanders job a year ago, and he backed out in the last minute. Turned out to work out for both parties, I feel like. And for the second straight year, we have an offensive coordinator backing out of a potential role. We don't know for sure if he was offered the job to be the Jags head coach, but based on those candidates who he's competing with, I feel like it's pretty safe to assume that the job was Liam Coen's. So don't be surprised if going forward you see more of this, offensive coordinators sticking with their present teams for an extra year. And I think it's a good thing. I feel like it's definitely not in a first time head coach to kind of jump at the first big money contract he gets, because realistically you're probably only going to get one shot as a first time head coach. If it goes awful, odds are you're probably never going to get another shot at being head coach again. So I think it's good for their present team, for the continuity's sake, and just for the quality of new head coaches that we're going to get in the NFL. Just from an entertainment perspective, I'd rather see a guy coming into a rough team like the Raiders or the Jaguars and him having some level of success rather than it just being a clown show. So I hope this trend continues, because there has been a lot of talk and evidence over the last 2-3 years of NFL coaching not really being up to par to how it was in the past. So if we could kind of revert that and get back on the path of having good chess matches on a week-to-week basis in the NFL, I'm all for that. So let me know if you agree with me. And who do you think the Jaguars will sign as their new head coach? And do you think there's any hope for the Jaguars in the 2025 season? Let me know in the comments below. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
With the reception. Baalke down for another reception.
First down by the offense inside the red zone. Can the defense show them something different here and keep them from scoring a touchdown?
First and goal from the 8. To Tompkins. Jets are in the end zone. Another touchdown. Number 25. The second quarter. The Jets take the field again on offense. They'll be looking for a repeat of their last drive. They came away with a touchdown and really had the defense on its heels.
Well, it's going to be hard to repeat what they just did because it looked so easy and it was well done by their offense. And I think when you talk about situations like this, it really comes down to one thing. Can the offensive line continue to dominate?
Ivory, the lone setback this time. Underneath, but can't find the mark that time as the pass goes incomplete.
Got to give the defense a lot of credit there, don't you, Jim? They are all over the receivers, all over the field, nowhere to throw it, and it just results in an incompletion.
Tackle's made, and that'll move the chains. The Giants' defense now is going to go nickel. Out of the gun. Still powering ahead, and he takes off.
If you give him the chance, he will run the football. That's what he did that time. He tucked it in there and ran up the field and got a few yards.
Snapping out of the gun. Got drilled as he throws it. The Jets now on third down. Just a week ago, they converted at a high rate in third down situations. Drop back, shotgun formation. It's Curley with the reception. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a first down.
You got to be agile when you make these kind of catches, running these short drag routes across the field. That time we saw the agility of the receiver. Nice catch.
And Ivory's got it on the handoff.
When you run the football like this and you show toughness, there is no doubt when you fake it and try to throw the football down the field, the quarterback's going to have all day to get it done.
From the shotgun. And this pass goes incomplete as he was looking short that time.
Anytime as a quarterback